What I'm about to tell you in the next few minutes will change the way you see every woman in your life. Your ex, the woman you like right now, the one who confused you, the one who walked away, the one who said she loved you, and then acted like you didn't matter. Once you understand this one truth about female psychology, a truth that took me years to learn, you will never be confused again. You will never lose again. Stay with me. This might be the most important thing you ever hear about women. Let me tell you about Marcus. Marcus was 29 years old, hardworking, kind, reliable, the kind of man any mother would be proud of. He called when he said he would call, he showed up early, he paid for dinners, he remembered her favorite color, he wrote long messages about how much she meant to him. And the woman he loved left him for a man who barely texted her back. Marcus sat across from me one evening, eyes red, voice shaking, and he said something I'll never forget. I did everything right. I gave her everything. Why wasn't I enough? That question is why this matters, because Marcus is not alone. Right now, thousands of men are lying in dark rooms, staring at their phones, replaying conversations, wondering what they did wrong, wondering why being a good man wasn't enough. And the answer is not what most people will tell you. It's not about being less nice. It's not about playing games. It's not about pretending you don't care. It's about understanding something deeper, something most people never talk about. Here it is. Women don't fall in love with what you do for them. They fall in love with how you make them feel about themselves. Let that sink in. Not what you provide, not how many dinners you pay for, not how many sweet texts you send. How she feels about herself when she's with you. Think about it. When a woman is with a man who constantly needs her approval, who texts too much, cancels his plans, changes himself to keep her happy, how does she feel? Not loved. She feels suffocated. She feels bored. She feels responsible for his happiness. And that weight becomes unbearable. She doesn't feel desired. She feels needed. And being needed by a man who has made her his entire world doesn't make her feel powerful. It makes her feel trapped. But when she's with a man who has his own direction, his own life, his own standards, everything changes. She feels alive. She feels chosen. She feels like she earned something. And that feeling, that electric, heart-racing feeling, that's what she calls love. Now, here's where most men go wrong. They fall into what I call the proving trap. It starts simple. He meets a woman he really likes, and he decides to prove himself. He proves how much he cares. He proves how reliable he is. He proves he's different. Every text is proof. Every favor is proof. Every sacrifice is proof. And slowly, without realizing it, he teaches her one thing. I will always be here, no matter what. No risk, no challenge, no mystery. And once that happens, the attraction fades. Not because he's bad, but because there's no spark. I once worked with a man who lost a 5-year relationship. She told him, I love you, but I'm not in love with you. And when we broke it down, the truth was clear. For 5 years, he gave up parts of himself. He canceled goals, turned down opportunities, changed his life for her. He thought he was building love, but what he was really doing was erasing himself. And in the end, she felt like she was dating a man with no identity. So, what actually creates attraction? 3 things. First, purpose. A man who has a life bigger than the relationship. A man who knows what he's building. That kind of man is rare, and rare is attractive. Second, emotional control. Not cold, not distant, but steady. A man who doesn't collapse under pressure, who stays grounded when things get intense. Because whether you realize it or not, she is always asking one question. Can this man handle real life? Third, self-respect. A man with standards, a man who can say no, a man who doesn't chase or beg. Because when a man values himself and chooses her anyway, she thinks,
If he chooses me, I must be special. That's the feeling she gets attached to. Now, let's talk about something that drives men crazy: mixed signals. One day she's warm, the next she's distant. She pulls you close, then pushes you away. It feels like confusion, but it's not. It's conflict. Her logical mind says, he's good for me. But her emotional mind asks, do I feel something? And when the answer is no, you get mixed signals. Not because she's playing games, but because she's torn. And here's what changes everything. You stop taking it personally. You stop chasing. You stop begging. You stop overthinking. And instead, you start focusing on yourself. I've seen men completely transform their lives, not by trying to win a woman back, but by becoming someone they respect. They build something. They regain discipline. They create boundaries. And suddenly, everything shifts. Not because of a trick, but because they changed for real. Let me say something important. Women are not the enemy. Most of the time, they're just as confused as you are. They're afraid too. Afraid of choosing wrong, afraid of hurting, afraid of settling or losing something real. The tests, the distance, the mixed signals, it's not cruelty, it's fear. And when you understand that, you stop reacting with frustration. You start responding with clarity. So, what do you do now? You stop chasing approval. You build a life that doesn't revolve around her. You stay grounded under pressure. You stop being endlessly available. You lead. And most importantly, you become someone you respect. Because the most attractive men aren't trying to be attractive. They've just decided to take their lives seriously. And here's the truth I want you to leave with. You don't stop losing because women never leave. You stop losing because you stop losing yourself. If this hit you deeply, you already know why. And if there's someone in your life who needs this, send it to him. Because somewhere right now, there's a man asking, why wasn't I enough? And this might be the answer he's been looking for.